There are a lot of people all over the world who are doing a lot to get these ideas out there. I'll be doing some postings to introduce you to some of these people. This one is with Gilbert, who is the International Chapter Coordinator for Zeitgeist in the Netherlands.
Yes, definitely. Hello, everybody. My name is Gilbert. I apologize for perhaps sounding a little vague right now. It's 5 a.m. where I'm right now, but Joel, as you all know, is helping Jacques and Roxanne, and we have different time zones, so we agreed to do the interview right now. I am, if you will, the International Chapter Coordinator for the Zeitgeist Movement, which means I'm responsible for the performance of every international chapter, and also am involved with a lot of the day-by-day organization of the movement, meaning I mediate in conflicts, make sure that all the organizational processes are up to date and continue to evolve, and cooperate with all the other branches within the movement to make sure that the organization gets more solid day by day. That would be a general description of what I do, aside from answering hundreds of emails, if not daily.
Okay, what kind of emails do you get? Tell us a little bit about how it is that you facilitate people in coming into this direction.
Well, the emails that I get vary quite a lot. I get emails that are from people that are interested in maybe participating in a chapter, possibly from a person that wants to start a chapter in either a country or in a part of a country, but also from somebody that's just generally looking for a place to get involved. They might not even be wanting to get involved in coordination, but they might just be not be aware of the fact that there's a chapter in their location, and they're looking for it, and they ask me for directions. Also, I get emails from people that have good ideas on how to progress the movement, so I have to evaluate those and make sure that if they are viable at this point in time, that I forward them to the right people, as well as related emails to other parts of the organization of the movement. It's not all chapter related. I also get requests to help people get into the translating teams of the movement. I get requests for Peter as well, because Peter doesn't get to answer all of the emails at one point in time. I also function function as a bridge between members and Peter, as we have a more direct communication line because of the chapters. I guess there's about, if I could continue naming examples for about another hour. I get a lot of emails with all different subjects.
Yeah, that's great.
The first thing that anybody should ask themselves is like, what do I want from contributing to this direction? A lot of people come in here with a whole set of ideas about the movement, and they don't really know where they would fit in. So the most important thing would be to familiarize yourself with the general direction and see how you yourself would view yourself contributing. So, for example, if you are good doing something, perhaps you're good with organization, then perhaps you would be able to help us in organizing a certain part of the teams that isn't organized very well right now. But it all depends on what you want to give. If you want to help this direction, but you don't have a lot of time, you don't need to give more than you have. There's a lot we can offer as tasks that you can do with a very limited time span. But otherwise, if you do have a lot of time pardon about that. Otherwise, if you do have a lot of time that you can contribute, then it would be best to get into contact with the main organizers and make sure that we can agree on something that you could contribute on your own. So it just really depends on how much time people want to contribute, and if they want to be an active activist or a very passive activist. That's the real distinction we're making at this very early stage of the movement.
That's great. one thing that I think is an issue for people that are just coming in, as you said, they maybe don't know enough, and it seems to me often people will come in with a certain set of values that they don't actually realize clashes a bit with the values of what is proposed in the Venus Project. Do you guys find that very much?
Yes, I could say this is the most.
They just don't know.
Right,
and
well,
it's a little bit
not
overwhelming to
wrong.
them.
Yeah, it just happens, and it's very normal because we're all human beings. We all have had our own set of experiences, and sometimes when we hear about a certain concept, such as the resource-based economy, we often find that we heard a couple of things that do synchronize with our way of thinking, but don't research the concept fully or explore it fully, and then at a later stage we find that it doesn't really synchronize with all the thoughts that we have. So yes, that's a very common happening, if you will, and it's not a wrong thing either, because we're all here to learn. But it does give some complications from time to time, also within organizational aspects, because we've had some people that were interested in participating in chapters or organizing chapters who initially seemed to understand all the tenets fine, and afterwards they appear to not understand them, and they were already leading a chapter, such as the unfortunate event of growing pains. So yeah, it's something we definitely have to deal with on a day-by-day basis, and even if it's not only coordination, it's also with regular members. They come here and talk about a lot of different subjects, and we seem to think that they understand the whole concept, but there's almost always one breaking point that it becomes apparent that I didn't really understand all of it, which is fine. It's something we all have to deal with for our whole existence. So we have to get used to it.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's great, Gilbert. I have to just pick out.